Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Tyson Fury knocks Deontay Wilder out in the 11th round. This was a hell of a fight. Where do I even start with this fight? I said that I expected this fight to be more competitive in the rematch. I didn't think it would be anything like this. I kind of thought we'd see a little bit more boxing from both men. But no, we didn't. This was crazy. This was just a crazy he Deontay Wilder definitely looked way more intense at the start of this fight than I think I've seen him before. Very intense, and he just asserted himself straight away. Was doing some good work early on in the first round. Was jabbing to Tyson Fury's body. Was leading with the jab. So Tyson Fury, I think, wanted to establish his jab early on, but Deontay Wilder wouldn't let him. He was leading with the jab. He was jabbing to Tyson Fury's body. He was looking to set the right hand up, which is something that we don't normally see from Deontay Wilder. He normally looks to just wait for a counter, but he was trying to jab, set the right hand up. But towards the end of the first round, Fury landed a right hand. Now on the TV, it looked a lot worse than it actually was. In the replay, Deontay Wilder did a good job of actually riding the shot. But you could see that the intenseness went out of Wilder a little bit after that. Now, he still was definitely in it, but you could see that he wasn't as intense thereafter. Now, Fury in the second round, I felt done some better work. It was still a good round for Deontay Wilder, but I thought Fury with his jab and with his he was just trying to land the right hand. He was trying to land hard shots on Wilder. It was very messy on the inside when it got to the inside. Both guys were just kind of jostling for position. But Deontay Wilder, again, right hand heavy, as we always see. For the third round specifically, you notice Deontay Wilder, he slowed down a little bit. And it was noticeable, he did slow down a wee bit. And I suspect Lennox Lewis said it as well on commentary, that packing on all that muscle, it's not that good if you're just looking to try and land the right hand, especially if you're missing. And I remember back to the first Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. Deontay Wilder was about 212, right, very light. And he was tired late on in that fight because he was swinging it, because he was missing. That's when he was a lot lighter, close to his natural weight. He's nearly 30 pounds heavier, and he's swinging and missing. So, and it's being fought at a very good pace as well, this fight. So you can imagine Wilder's fatigue, stamina would start to go. Now Fury dropped him in the third round. And I actually thought, to be honest with you, the writing's on the wall. 4 rounds probably going to be the end of it. Well, no. Fury made some howlers defensively. And Fury's defense wasn't the greatest in this fight, but he made some howlers defensively. Went charging into a jab, which had a right hand behind it. It was weird. It was like Fury thought he was okay until his legs fully touched down on the ground, and then it just went. And he was hurt. Now, Fury's shown to have good recovery powers, but Deontay was a good finisher, and he caught him again with a right hand before the end of the round. Now, Russell Mora, who's the referee, who is quite a good referee, he gave Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, to his credit, quite lengthy counts. Now, it's a referee's count. It's not a flat 10 seconds, as we all know. One of the reasons why the second knockdown might be a bit controversial is because I believe Deontay Wilder came a bit too close to Russell Mora. If that happens, you have to turn the fighter away and pick the count back up. It gave Fury plenty of time because the round had ended at that stage, and Fury has very good recovery powers, was able to get over that. Going into the 5th round, Deontay Wilder done some good work in that round. Felt he won that round. 6th round, Fury kind of gathered himself together. I think Wilder started to slow down quite dramatically at that point, but it was the 7th round, a bit like it was in the last fight, where Fury really had a success. He was landing consistently on Deontay Wilder, right hands, he hurt him, and he landed a combination in the corner. And I was kind of looking, was there a towel going to come in? It didn't. And I have to say, Malik Scott's advice in the corner was actually quite good. He really didn't seem to be massaging Wilder's ego at all. He seemed to be just giving him straightforward instructions and criticising him when he needs to. And, you know, you can say what you want about Deontay Wilder, you can say whatever you want about him, but one thing Wilder has is tremendous heart. And he never stopped trying in this fight. And the amount of punches he took clean, I think this is the end of Deontay Wilder. I think even if he decides to come back, this fight's going to take an awful lot out of an awful lot. And, you know, rounds thereafter, Wilder seemed spent. There didn't seem to be any snapping the right hand. There was some debate as to whether he hurt the right hand. And I'll tell you what, this fight was a bit later than it should have been, because there was issues with Deontay Wilder's gloves. Now, for the for the last 5 years, Wilder has been using Everlast Power Locks. Everlast Power Locks are a foam glove. It's 100% foam. They keep your hand safe. So if you're known for having weak hands, Everlast are kind of good compromise because the foam is hard, but it protects your hand at the same time. Now, Wilder chose to use Everlast MX. Now, he's a history of using them. He used to use them before he fought Chris Arreola, but he was consistently hurting his hand in them because horsehair gloves give you very little protection. And I suspect something like that might have happened to Deontay Wilder because he was catching a lot of elbows, he was catching a lot of arms. He's had issues with his hands in the past. Wearing these gloves, it's just asking for trouble. Go into round 10, and this is where Tyson Fury, he caught Deontay Wilder kind of coming out of a clinch. He caught him with a right hand, put Deontay Wilder down. Again, you're dealing with a knackered Deontay Wilder who has very little stamina left in the tank. Credit to him, he kept on going. I actually thought it might end up going to points. Go into the 11th round then. And this is where it all ended. Deontay Wilder got backed up again. There was actually hit with an uppercut. Started with an uppercut. Tyson Fury landed another right hand on him, and this really did put Deontay Wilder down. Again, Russell Mora waved it off, but Wilder tried his best to get up, and credit to him. I think the referee made the correct decision. I don't want to see Deontay Wilder get seriously hurt, and I think that even another 4 minutes, give or take, of getting hit with jabs, getting hit with right hands, his mouth was bleeding again. I just don't want to see a man get stretchered out of there. So, boy, this was a fun fight. Holy, I was so tired. I actually fell asleep before this fight started, and I was thinking, will I just watch it the next? Nope, glad I didn't. I'm wide awake now, so yeah, good luck to me trying to get back to sleep. But people, I got to big up both guys. Hell of a fight. It looks like the winner it looks like Tyson Fury is going to have to face Dillian Whyte if he gets by Otto Wallin next. Deontay Wilder, he's 36 the end of this month. I don't know what he's going to do next. This was a damaging fight. Now, he definitely redeemed himself in terms of what happened in the rematch. As far as I'm concerned, that's definitely, he showed tremendous heart. Tremendous. But this was damaging. He took a lot of punishment. He took more punishment in this fight than he did in the rematch. He did. It just happened he had more success, but he took more punishment at the same time. I can't see him coming back from this. Not mentally, physically. I don't think the body will. I think this was bad, man. He took a lot of shots. So that's what I think. Like I said, I'm going to talk a bit more about this tomorrow. I'll do some videos on it at some stage tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon. But for now, I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed the fight as much as I did. For now, lads and lassies, like the video if you did. Peace.